For generations, my family has ruled from the sea palace of Elyria, staring out at the waves as monoliths rose in the distance. We wished to close out the world, to live separately from it, and brood in our colossal loss. But our numbers dwindled, and our blood ran thin, till few in the city could claim the heritage of the dragon lords of old. When my father died and the city passed to me, I was just a girl. With none of my own house, of my own people to look up to, I looked to legends for guidance, tales of Valyria before the doom. And in those texts, I found wonders hardly imaginable. So vivid they fill my waking and dreaming mind with possibilities just waiting to be realized. Amidst those mist-covered isles there lie secrets yet to be unearthed, and in the light of dawn, our fleet of ships will set out to do just that. I pray the fires of Valyria will rise once more from the east, that my hand may be their catalyst, the harbinger of its long slumbering fury.
What's up, everybody? It's Sol, and today we are here in Legacy of Valyria, the AGOT submod, which dramatically expands Essos, and it's a whole bunch of new areas for you to explore. I made a video on this the other day, a couple weeks ago, and now I'm finally doing my Elyria playthrough that I was sort of toying with. So this is the character I made. This is Alyssa Valyrian. She's 24. I made a House Valyrian. As you can see, it's sort of like a play on the Celtigars, who are a Valyrian household. So you have sort of these interlocking seashells of bone white on a field of black, and which I kind of thought black maybe because of the Black Mountains or something of, you know, the Doom region. And then I have this blue lobster for, you know, just age, wisdom. When lobsters get really old, sometimes they turn blue. I don't know if they all do that, but that's kind of what I was going for here. And they got the purple eyes because, you know, she has the purple eyes. If you like this character's model, I'm going to link it in the description, but I did not make her. She is the Banshee of Blackfire from the CK Tinder, this post right here. I'll post it on the screen right now. Normally I tweak these a little bit just so that I'm not completely taking their characters, but I just really loved how she looks. I think she's fantastic for a sort of witchy character, and I loved it. So she is eccentric, she is shy, she's inquisitive, she's patient, she has mastermind philosopher, dragon dreams, makes sense because she dreams of, you know, has visions of Valyria basically. She's fire obsessed, she is the faith of Rolor, so I thought that fit. She's a journaler, and she is a trained fighter. She's got a little bit of fighting skill, not crazy. She is not a 400-point character. I don't have a screenshot for her, but I think she's around like 6. She has good diplomacy, okay martial, excellent stewardship, okay intrigue, and then excellent learning, and obviously okay, you know, prowess. Faith of Rolor, I think this might be one of the first characters in a while that I've played as a Faith of Rolor, and she's of course High Valyrian. This is during the Dayron the Good start date, so I think the spring sickness is actually going to happen. I don't know if it's going to come all the way over here. I certainly hope it doesn't. That would put a huge damper on this playthrough. Hopefully that there's nothing in the way. But the goal for the beginning of this video is what I'm going to do here. And the way that you unlock magic, because I want to be a magically inclined character, is you have to visit some locations over here. I think they're going to add some more that will possibly be able to unlock magic. But for now, as far as I know, there's like 3 spots over here that'll help you unlock magic. I'm going to try and stop at basically every other location along the way. We have a ton of money, so it shouldn't be too bad. We do need to choose our lifestyle. I mean, we're going to do learning. That makes the most sense, I think. Our development growth will be better because of scholarship. We're not going to do theology. I think we'll do planned cultivation, and we'll do scholarly circles. So we'll get probably, I think we have 1 more. Yeah, now we have 38. Scholarly circles is +3 for a level of devotion because she is a devoted servant. And obviously this character has access to Valyrian colonization and ruin restoration. I don't know if we'll get to that in this video. I have a couple ideas. I want to mess with the magic, and I want to make my own kingdom, which will probably end up being this area collectively. I'd probably end up taking like the Kingdom of Tolos. And then this is already a kingdom, I believe. This is just a duchy, actually. I am also a duke, technically. I have the Duchy of Elyria, just FYI. Normally their kingdom is supposed to be this, of Elyria and Velos, but you cannot colonize Velos yet, so we cannot do that, unfortunately. I would love to be able to, but alas. And obviously this mod also has a search like your provincial window, so you'll be able to see various aspects about your provinces. You'll get to see like how the castle holding is doing, what the taxes are, what everybody is getting, what resources they have, which so far is none, and I'll try and mess with that too in this video. Let's see if we can't build something too here in the city of Elyria. We have shipyards and we have the Great Port. It's an immense dockyard built during the days of the Freehold. Elyria's strategic position in the Bay of Slaves provides this small island with significant traffic of ships, trade, and slaves, which this massive port can accommodate. After the collapse of the Freehold, this port captured a significant portion of the Bay of Slavers' trade, becoming an envy of the region and its surroundings. And we also have the Dragon Palace of Elyria, which if you zoom in, you can see it right there. The Dragon Palace is a luxurious and grand station offering everything a lord could desire. Grand rooms, immense banquet halls, pools, wine cellars, and much more. Built during the era of the Freehold to house the governor of Elyria, no expense was spared. Today is the house of the Duke of Elyria, granting him or her splendor and renown. And so that's what we got going on there. Now, for our first building, I think we might want to try and build an iron mine, but they are really expensive, so we probably won't do that yet. Maybe workshops wouldn't be a bad move. Station men-at-arms siege progress. Windmills could be a good one. I'm trying to think realistically what you would build on an island like this. I don't imagine you'd actually be able to build too much. I'm going to do blacksmiths because that makes more sense. I mean, look how small this is. I don't think you could build... I mean, you could, technically, in a technical sense, I could build a farm here. But there's nowhere to actually put one. I mean, look at it. Where am I going to put it? So I'm not going to put one there just because that feels kind of silly. I'm just going to RP that I'll put farms over here when we conquer them. We're going to do a pilgrimage, and we're going to do a worldly pilgrimage. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to the Temple of the Lord of Light. However... because we can visit all these other locations too along the way. We're going to try and visit as many locations as we can. As you can see, it's not great. There's a lot of danger already along the way. There's a lot of like hostile creatures inside of this area. So it makes sense why it would be like this. That looks fine, right? It's totally fine. That'll have us hitting up almost every single location on the map. And then we'll get all the bonuses from that. I don't know how safe this is going to be. High danger chance in a couple of those. We'll find out. We're just gonna hit go. And the pilgrimage, this is a fresh start. We're going to the Temple of the Lord of Light, and that is there, and we will read about that when we get over there. But this is Volantis. It looks phenomenal on the map. I really love some of the new models that are in this mod. They look fantastic. We should be able to unlock magic sooner than later as well, once we get over here. All right, the Shadow of Valyria. In the gloomy lands of Latosis, you have seen parts of the grandeurs of lost Valyria, buildings of fused black stone and impressive fortifications that seek to never yield to the passage of time. Even the roads prove themselves to be formed from this unyielding substance. Your mind begins to churn with the prospects of such a tool of arcane construction. And while you are not quite yet sure how this substance can be formed, it is clear that the role of the dragons is a hidden key to this strategic creation. Through the caprice of lost gods, you have found a hidden cache of learning, old scrolls, and dusty books. This is a supreme opportunity, your chance to learn deep from ancient lore. It is time to decide what you will do. Will you take up these ancient secrets and become a mage like the Dragon Lords of old, or will you consign these occult secrets to the pits of hell? We will definitely learn these secrets. Now we have this ancient scroll that speaks of prophecies and dragons, and I believe we also now have the Acolyte trait. We do not yet, okay. Now we have another one, Scroll of Slicing Wind. We learned the legacy of the diabolical flame. Eragoria is a shattered wreck, a ruin twisting sore on the face of reality. You taste it on your tongue, and as you close your eyes, an unfathomable entity reaches into your dreams. Its many-mouthed tentacles are worse than the ravaging of sailors who claim to have seen the deep ones, or even the visions of the drowned priests and their drowned god. In these moments, the legends from Ashai and the ghoulish rites of the priests of Kohor and their black goat seem almost tame, yet the reality of this place eludes your senses. You cannot quite name what is wrong, nor can you articulate what has changed. All you know is that here and now, something in the world is profoundly amiss. You feel a pull, a tension on your mind's very grasp of the present, and as you slip further away, you see, horrified and stumbling towards realization, you simply see the great horror beyond the starry scaffolds of the cosmos, the reality beyond the comprehension of man. What unsettling realities have you found? Something is wrong. We gained the Acolyte trait, and as you can see, this is the magical trait. The power to change, hurt, and control at our fingertips. We have the high magics, blood magic, shadow magic, dream, alchemy, fire, air, and water. And I think we're going to focus on air, or I think we should, realistically, focus not on air, I'm sorry. We should focus on fire. We should focus on dream. We should probably focus on blood magic. Those three, I think, would be the big ones. We'll have to see how that works. I believe there's now some decisions we can do. Yes, magical studies that we can sort of mess with as we go along, but we obviously have a huge pilgrimage to do here as well, and we'll see what happens along the way. Under the shadow of mighty volcanic spires of Helvis, you stumble upon a cracked and shattered formation of black, oily stone. As you reach out to touch it, your mind expands, opening to the very horrors of the universe. With unfolding clarity, you perceive an ever-expanding horizon, and within your heart, within your very essence, a voice of 1,000 voices speaks directly to you. Flashes of fire and rivers of blood surge before your vision, along with murky tentacled horrors reaching forth from the darkest, deepest, and most tortured abysses. Your mind begins to question and your heart begins to quake. Is this how the doom unfolded? Was this something that contributed to the fall of old Valyria? What unsettling realities have you found? Did we gain any traits in our... We did not. It's interesting. I wonder if you would have gained it just from going there. So it looks like a lot of them are actually repeating. Anytime it's like a black stone building, it'll just say unlocking secrets of the black stone. And if it's like a horror place or like a place where the doom fell, it'll be some sort of description of horror. Oh, we discovered more magical lore by going to the center of Valyria. And so now we have a fourth scroll. So now we have our learning is what? It's 47. Did she gain any experience now in that? Okay, so no. So it looks like the only way to gain experience is to do magical studies. Of mental domination. So if you study the scroll, I learned the mystery of dream magic mental domination at the Bay of... Oh, I see. So you can now... What the heck? There's so many different features to this. This is interesting. Okay. I learned the mystery dream magic, mystery of scheme manipulation at the Bay of Elyria, and I learned slicing wind, which I already now know slicing wind. Through the arts of air magic, it is possible to conjure forth a slicing blade of wind. This invisible blade gouges and slices, crippling and harming your chosen target. Interesting. It's possible to bind another into service, compelling their obedience. Or you can enter one of their schemes. Or you can use a scroll to cast. These are very interesting. Okay, that's really cool. Through your forays in ruined Valyria, you have seen the many examples of the mighty black fused stone of the lost freehold. You have studied and sought to determine the nature of these structures that seem to have yet have strength and to resist not just the horrors of the doom, but the innumerable years since the calamity. But now these secrets are yours, and it should be possible to bring forth constructions based upon this lore. Combining mystic powers, a mixture of crushed stone, basalt, and obsidian, and the mighty flames of a dragon, you can now construct your mighty edifices of black stone. To my rising power. So what would that look like? Oh, right, and we can build a mage's archive where we can, have like a focal point for magic because we are now a powerful, like a mage. I am finally here, body and soul, at the great temple of the Lord of Light. As you can see, I'm the hottest among the bunch, of course, there was no doubt. Now let's read the temple of the Lord of Light. The enormous temple rises far above any other building in the city. Its dazzling golden red and orange colors make it a true sight to behold. Protected by the fiery hand, this temple serves Rolor, the Lord of Light, and it might be one of the biggest testaments to his might in existence. And as you can see, it's right here. We're standing there. We are in the free city of Volantis, and it looks, again, fantastic. Let the power of blood flow. You gained 1 experience in drops of blood, acolytes. I see. That's interesting. Okay. Well, we'll mess with that when we go back. I'm not sure how I want to do that yet. Or if I want to do that yet, I should say. We did not get very much. We gained some piety. But really, a pretty unsuccessful pilgrimage, all things considered. Now we're heading back, and we're going to hit the last of the buildings, really. There's like 2 that we didn't hit up. Interesting. As the dreams born in the shadow of Valyria's ruins fester in your mind, you begin to see, you cannot say in which world this might be real, but you know that in at least one, the beast haunting your vision sought to make Valyria its instrument of power, this tentacled one. You have witnessed the unfolding of rituals, rivers of blood shed to bind unrealities into the fabric of the real. The stone that weeps its black haze became, in your visions, a consuming fog, so thick that life itself could not endure its arrival. But is this the truth? How could such horrors have brought about the fall of this once mighty empire? Surely this must be the delusions of a mind weakened by a journey into the abyss. In other visions, you see the fires of the mountains roar to life as entities beyond mortal comprehension clashed in the conceptual space that binds the cosmos. Fire and ice sought to consume one another, and their struggle left the world scarred. In one reality, a wall of ice taller than the grandest castle rose to shield the world from the onslaught. In another, mountains of fire unleashed a flame so potent it burned concepts themselves into oblivion. And yet, in another vision, the god of your nightmares and monstrous being of grasping maws was invoked in pursuit of vaunted immortality. But all it brought was unfathomable magic, with fire as the vehicle of destruction and consumption. You cannot discern which of these visions, if any, is the true reality, or if all are merely fragments of countless possibilities. But there is one thing you know with certainty. The doom of Valyria was intertwined with the struggles of uncaring star gods, forces so vast and indifferent that they transcend human understanding. I am changed. Now I see. And we gain Born Under a Red Comet, which Alyssa was born under a red comet. The ability to use magic swells within them, and her potential to use the arts of magic are likewise increased. She has the ability to become one of the greatest magisters of all time. And I wonder what that gives us the option to do now once we get home. And all things considered, that wasn't actually that unsafe. So that's also quite good. And with that out of the way, it hasn't even been a year yet. Pretty short. All right, so we have Blood Sacrifice of Power. Doesn't say what it does. Plan a Blood Sacrifice of Power in Elyria. Get rid of those. Devote yourself to the Hidden One in body and mind. What the heck? It won't let me do it. Magical studies. With careful and painstaking study, it is possible to advance your grasp on the mystical arts. It is time for you to take up your destiny and become the great wielder of the high mysteries you were born to become. Yes, I would like to do that. Oh, interesting. So it looks like you have to visit one of these temples. You'll get an illustrious book artifact, increased activity progress, and you'll get a random skill point for sure. You'll get a random skill point regardless. I kind of want to see what these are real quick. Hold on. Let's go to our acolyte trait. Higher mysteries. Measuring a character's ability to perform mysteries. Every point in higher mystery. Oh, it means they can perform... I see. So that means that it's like a general. Like they can perform more of them in general. Whereas these are like specific ones. Okay, that makes sense. So it looks like this is something you're going to have to repeatedly do. Should we look into the flames? It is said Roller speaks to his chosen through the flames in a tongue of ash and cinders, twisting flames few can grasp. What may I see within his blessed blaze? It is said Roller speaks to his chosen through the blessed fire in a language of ash and cinders, a language hard to grasp even for his priests. I observe the night pyres and wonder, what may I witness within? Jahara suggests an offering would surely grant me the favor of the Lord of Light. Would a few common sacrifices satisfy the Lord of Light? As Jaharis persists in his prayers before the bonfire, warding off the darkness of the night, I slowly fall into contemplation. Mesmerized by the flickering flames, smoke and whirls of fire begin to take shape, and for the briefest of moments, the blessed fire reveals strange symbols, forming, flickering, and melting into one another, as if shadows themselves dance before me. As quickly as they appeared, they melt away, and the flames are nothing more than an ordinary fire once more. Have I been blessed with a true vision from Rolor? What message could it hold? I'm going to try and get answers must lie within ancient texts. Okay, so she got studying ancient texts. This is interesting. Proclaim the necromancer. Oh, so you can just sort of give them the witch. Yeah. You are considered to be a trafficker in strange things beyond the veil of mundanity. Nice. I like that. Yep. So I didn't even have to use the nickname mod. She already has the witch. I almost wonder if we should attack this guy sooner than later so that we can get a little bit more man. Ooh, enact a mystery. You need drops of power. I see. Right, okay. Let the power of blood flow. So now we have... Dang, she gains a lot of experience in these. She's already got chosen the celestial bodies 1. Jesus. And I'm assuming with blood magic, you'd be able to become like immortal, right? There's so many secrets to this. I have no idea. Let's do a magical study. It's going to be a university visit. Very expensive, but I'm going to go with the highest one first. Heading back down to do some more magical studying after our visits through the ruins. My magical studies. 4 days until we begin. This is interesting. You have arrived. It is time to begin your study and meditation of the arcane arts. Through your diligence, and you expect to learn either the secrets to further your use of the mystical skills and perhaps acquire new mysteries with which to enchant the world around you. For the higher mysteries, we're just going to do a general study first. I don't know what I want to select or to focus in, so we're going to have to give this some thought. I'm curious about this. How is that? Oh, it's going bad. By long hours, you managed to uncover a strange formula of magic potency. To integrate this new method of casting promises to help bring about better understanding of magical energies, but if you are wrong, it will majorly set back your work. Without risk, there is no gain. You make progress in your studies. Nice. In the library, you've discovered a scroll that outlines ways to improve your powers of your mysteries. The choice is yours how you can exploit this knowledge to your advantage. I want to... either of them do the same thing. You seek to develop my abilities. I gain 7 experience in the acolyte trait. I see. Okay. And then if this is at this, I see. You have found a hitherto hidden scroll among the resources of magical learning. You must choose whether you seek to learn this mystery or instead develop your focuses. It looks like they all have like the same chance. My studies progress. I have learned Mystery of Air Magic, the Wall of Wind. Interesting, okay. Wall of Wind. It looks like we also learned how to transmute gold. Through the secrets of alchemy magic, it is possible to transmute miraculous substances to gain another... Okay, let's enact the mystery. Stands ready to enact a mystery. The manipulation of substances is an ancient and arcane art. Though the pyromancers and some wandering chemists are thought to be what remains of such practices, at your command, true alchemy can be done. It would be possible through such transmutations to make many raw and potent substances for Lady Alyssa. This would bring them riches, but is it wise to rely upon magic in this way? Yes. Transmute gold. And I would gain 315 gold. Has brought about a small miracle. She gained 326 gold. That is crazy. How long is this? We have another 10 days. Come on, you gotta get that last one. Oh boy, there we go. With many long nights spent, I have come into my own understanding of the arcane powers that I wield. It is time to return to my duties and to leverage my new powers to my ends. I earnestly await the time I may return to my studies. Improving your magical skill. And we also gained a book, Excellent Guide to the Esoteric. So it looks like you have to just kind of spam that, but we do have the first now in Secrets of the Higher Mysteries. It looks like you can just like enact this mystery, whatever you want. And she has 3 drops of power. So how does that work? It looks like... It doesn't really explain what this does. Wall of Wind, what is it? Possible to conjure forth a wall of wind to protect your forces from those who would seek to do them harm. What I do want to do is I want to get a claim on this guy's lands, which I think is smart. And what are the differences here? Slightly more troops. So we're kind of at a standstill. It looks like we do just kind of got to chill. I'm so curious. There's so many different elements to this. I mean, we do have a Secrets of Alchemy magic, and alchemy must be where you get... that's curious. So if she's a master of alchemy, would that mean that she's like a potion master? That is very witchy, isn't it? Drops of blood trade experience gets increased when you have one of these. So we definitely want to build like Mage's Archives, I think, for sure. It looks like the alchemy one is good for focusing on like wealth gain. So if we wanted to do alchemy, that would be a good one. I kind of think blood magic might be, let's see, arguably the most nefarious, powerful magical arts. Requires to sacrifice the blood of another in order to work. From hatching dragon eggs to creating unholy hybrids. It can grant the person the power to make kingdoms rise and fall. Spying, assassinating, casting a shadow over an area. Okay. To make... this is the realm of dreams, to bind and to twist the very procession of reality, to make the waking hour subject entirely to the promises of the illusory realm. I see. Boosting one's health or abilities, create and cures. I feel like alchemy would be the one for her. I feel like we would be an alchemist. Because then it's sort of like, it's that fun like middle ground, like maybe she's not really magical. I like that idea. I'm going to assign a specialty for her, and it's going to be alchemy. So a transmuter, I guess is what it would be. Doesn't seem like it really makes a difference for you, probably. But, I mean, hey, who knows? All right, bloomeries are done. Let's build us... We could increase our shipyards again, but we're not going to do that. We're going to build our magical archives in like a month or 2. Honestly, while we're waiting, we should be letting the blood flow. Lost straight wounded. Just got to keep basically spamming that. We don't have many options at the moment for things that we can do, so we got to kind of like keep studying. Yeah, I want her to try to get that first rank, get that bonus to taxes, and maybe we'll even find some more mysteries, because that would be really sweet. I'd like to try to find like maybe the immortality one. That could be really cool if that is a spell in here. I'm assuming it is. Okay, so we've added another one. Drops of power. It costs 65 for this. For the secret, you can make the age of a character run from their face, or indeed add it back again. So we have learned the mystery of age manipulation, which is actually kind of insane. Oh, you know what that means, though? I think the reason that you do scroll making is because you can then cast it via the scroll and make yourself young again. That is really interesting. Wow. So we learned how to age manipulate already. So she knows how to like change her face, which I'm assuming this is the same ones that what's her name? The Red Witch does. Like, I think this is the same power that she has power over. Alchemy magic. Yeah. We finished our magical study, and we are now rank 1 in the alchemy trait. So now we know alchemy rank 1. And we have 1,000 gold to spend with however we wish. Definitely going to use it to get the Lordship of Tolos as we continue on this journey. Because I want to get more coastline. I would like to control all of this just so that I could have like my own little coastal kingdom going on down here. So let's enact our mystery then. We'll do the mystery of the Wall of Wind, and I will cast it on my troops. Protecting the troops with a barrier of protective wind. And it doesn't really say... It doesn't look like it actually did anything, but we'll just pretend that when they go to battle, they're like surrounded by a maelstrom, which would be horrifying to look at, actually. I'll raise all my troops. I love that she doesn't wear armor. As I open my eyes, are you ready to embrace the truth, Alyssa? Well, she is already called the Witch, so I feel like getting Witch would be good. So yes. Honestly, you'll never be want for cash when you do this. Once she turns 30, I think I'll try it. Ooh, did we get any more prisoners? Oh, wait. Blood sacrifice of power. Can I do it now? I can. Okay. Let's see. Let's try it. Start a blood sacrifice of power. I'm gonna let these guys go over there and just start sieging because I want to sacrifice one of these dudes. I want to see what happens. Everybody's all mortified except for this person. Nearest gets it. Through the invocation of flame, an offering of blood can transform the reality of nature and enable many great feats of magic. You have chosen a sacrifice, and this offering to the flames of blood shall bring forth the powers of your participants to wield great magics once more. Chant from an ancient scroll of power. We have concluded this. I gained 3 trade experience in the drops of power. And so what does that give me? Did that give me more? Oh, dang, it gives you a lot. Wow, we should get more prisoners. That's crazy. I wish we had raiding. If we were able to raid, we'd be getting crazy amounts of this. So that's how you get more drops of power. It is not just through... Wow, we are learning so much about this. I actually really like this system. It's quite robust. Oh, my other prisoner died. No, not this guy. You're not dying. I'm gonna definitely sacrifice that guy. An extravagant crown of master craftsmanship. Stewardship per stress level, powerful tax opinion. Oh, wow. Should we buy that? Let's buy one. Why not? I'll own a crown. I can buy all kinds of stuff if I want to. This crown of Rolor is actually really sick. I'm not gonna put anything on her actually, but this thing is dope. Did a little event and now we got learning on the job. And now I have 20% of my counselor's experience is my own, which is great. Nice, 641, you absolute mad lad, dude. They're constructing log forts. We could honestly end that. We could build scholastic. Oh, interesting. What else we got going on here? Leisure palaces, tax offices. I kind of like this scholastic one. Essos, despite its history and great accomplishments, is without one of Westeros' greatest strengths, the Order of Maesters of the Citadel, an order dedicated to learning in its all areas. We will... I don't have the title Tolos. Oh, we have to control the duchy to build anything here. Honestly, a lighthouse would be way better. Let's replace this guy with something else. Anything. Honestly, a port would probably be smart. Or water mills. But a trade port, I think, would be a better choice. We're going to replace that. The slave camps, because we are freeing Tolos. I'll do a university visit to here. And I would like to study... I kind of want to study fire magic just to see what happens. Or blood magic. Let's just study blood magic and just find out. We can do this as the highest one. Okay, so we now know how to subtract age, and we now know how to also add age. So we can give somebody years to their face now. So, like, we could make somebody old, which is crazy. I really want to know what this does, so I'm actually just going to enact this scroll now. The manipulation of subtracts is an ancient and arcane art. Though the pyromancers and some wandering compass are thought to be what remains of such practices, I say transmute away as much as possible. So somehow it actually gained a year, like 2 years. Not a big deal, but I don't think it worked as it was intended to. So far, the only one I'm really using is making money, and we've done like the wind one. It's interesting, you gain a bunch of different ones, but it's sort of random. There's not like a way to manipulate specific ones. So I think I figured out how this age manipulation thing works. Basically, it looks like it only works for me right now if I transmute away a year at a time. So like if I do age manipulation again, yeah, so now I'm 31. But if I do multiple for some reason, it'll do like several years at once. Like it'll gain them every time. I did this with addition and subtraction. I just tested this out off screen in case you were curious. The Valyrian colonization expedition does sound quite tasty. I would love to be able to do that here. It would be 5,000 gold for that. So you can do magic scouring actually? It is possible to use the secrets of magic. Oh. That's interesting. I wonder how that works. Honestly, it would not be that hard for me to acquire 5,500 gold, I don't think. But I need to maybe increase my magic a little bit more, because I only have alchemy rank 1. We gained another mystery, but it's actually interesting. It's a piety transmutation, so it looks like there's a couple different ones that you can add. So we obviously have age manipulation, we have piety, and I wonder if that's because we chose a specialty, and if we should have not done that. Maybe if I unspecialize and I just become a generalist when we do the magical studies, it'll go away. Because it seems like it's just focusing on our alchemy. It looks like because the text was weird that one time in the middle section, I didn't realize that you could just learn a random blood mystery. With many long nights spent, I have come into my own understanding in the arcane powers that I wield. It is time to return to my duties and to leverage my new powers to my ends. I earnestly await the time and I return to my studies. And it looks like Draconic Rejuvenation. I don't know what that does, but it just sounded cool. So what does that do? To restore the life of a dragon turned to stone. Through this spell, it is possible to let the stone egg become alive in dragon fire. What the hell? That is not what I expected that was going to say. We got a prisoner we can sacrifice. We got a couple we can sacrifice, actually. We just got the scholar perk. Hell yeah, finished out that whole tree. Our learning is now 59. That's insane. We're obviously doing the blood sacrifice. Gimme, 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 gimme. All right. And so if I can enact a mystery now, how many do I have? I have 38. Not very many, actually. Dang, I get 787 gold now to try to wrap this war up. It has been about 8 years since the game started, and we can also make a scroll, which I'm gonna do, because I think I want to try and stay around 31. I want to see Valyrian colonization expedition. Sounds really sick, and I would love to be able to go there and do that. But 5,500. Oh wow, it's even more than that. It's 11,000. I wonder what magical spell it has to be. I would like to change my study to generalist mage. I don't know if I want to be a alchemist specifically, but her alchemy goes crazy. Once we take this, I'll probably immediately turn around and attack them. Oh no, I have a truce with them still. How long has that truce got to be for? Jesus, what the hell? 15 months? What the heck? There we go, now it's over. A little 2-year war, done. How is our development looking in Elyria itself? It's at 14, it could be higher for sure, but that's fine. Looks like we're still building this, got about 23 months left on that. Got no money, actually. None. Now we have money. And now I think we can actually do well, wait, let's manage our magical studies. No, that's not the one. Let's assign a special, let's make them a generalist, because I'm curious to see if that'll change what we can get. And now we can establish North Valyria. Okay, that's going to be kind of my goal for her as far as, like, this kingdom. You have to have Illustrious, you have to have Tolos, you have to completely control Tolos and Elyria, and you have to have the title Tolos as a kingdom title. And you have to be Illustrious or above. So I feel like we could do that for sure. So glad I got Transmute Gold. So glad. A lot of it is just recasting the same spells over and over again, which can be probably kind of tedious. I'm just trying to find more, and it looks like the only way to do that is to just go down here and keep doing it. Looks like we gained another Dream Magic. Okay. So we now have rank 2 in the alchemy one, and we are gaining 15 gold a turn. I wonder what we're learning. We keep gaining different things. So we have air magic, we have slicing wind. It looks like we have a lot of alchemy magics. I'm kind of curious to see what the other ones would do. We'll work on him converting this to see if we can't get the Hull High Lordship up there. Alchemy magic. Okay, you can transmutate prestige, renown. You can add men-at-arms. You can increase knight efficiency. So these are actually kind of. It looks like we already got the best ones. Let's do Mystery of Development, just to do it. And then we'll only focus on blood magic after this. Nice. And I'm assuming you could probably also get Renown. Oh my god, dude, for real? Well, I'm gonna do a Blood Sacrifice of Power, for sure. Just to get more power. More power. Disband, and I think we can actually make the Kingdom title. We can create the High Lordship of Tolos. And then I don't know how to make the kingdom, actually. So now we have 2 duchies. Or 3 duchies, actually. We're not a king, though, so it doesn't matter. The Kingdom of Tolos, you need to have 1 more, actually. It looks like we need to be a border region with this, so we're actually going to work on fabricating a claim with the Demon Pass, and then I think we'd be able to colonize this then, and then work on making that kingdom title. So we'll work on taking the Painted Valleys, actually. All right, so we have now gained resources. So we are acquiring steel, or iron rather. Provides a supply of iron every year for its province. So now that we've built one, I've been curious about this. Okay. So yes, that is exactly how this worked, and I was really curious about this. So it looks like you can get different supplies by just like building additional buildings. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I was wondering how that worked, but that totally cleared that up. So it looks like to get different resources, you have to do that, and I wonder how you make things with it. Interesting. This is all very cool. I like this a lot. Magical studies. I'm gonna go to Valyria for this. And I want to study blood magic specifically. Knowledge of new mysteries is your top priority. Did we? Oh, you gained Mystery of Shadow Steeds. The articulation of a secret of the world. Using drops of power, characters able to potent mobility. Oh, so you give them like magical steeds to ride on. That's really sick, actually. I learned the Mystery of Water, the Crushing Waters. Oh, wow. What does that do? To bring forth the might of water as a physical force to strike at your foe and bring them physically to ruin. What? How much does that cost? Only 2? The inhabitants of Roin were masters of binding the sources of life to their purpose. They could remove rot and strike a dragon down from the air with spouts of furious water. Indeed, even their final act to unleash a plague onto the waking world was born from their power over the waters. Water is a mighty force capable of crushing anything under its weight. You can strike down Lord Alios under an immense torrent, crushing their bones and rupturing their organs. Is this the weapon you want? Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, the realm split. That's crazy. That's really cool. So I can literally just kill people with waves. I mean, she doesn't care. She's literally a witch. That is so sick. I had no idea. And if we wanted the kingdom, we'd have to have 4. Honestly, we could do that. Let's just take this. And I will launch them from here again. Doesn't matter. We want to go ham, right? We want to go ham. I cannot believe I killed that guy. That's so crazy. Can you imagine? He's just like in his house. We just unleashed a torrent. Honestly, what I would love is if that turned it into ruins. Like whatever area you drop that on. Be like, this will have consequences or something. Should we just... Let's not even waste the time. Let's just take it. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. I can usurp the High Lordship. Yoink. Thank you. And I can create the Kingdom of Mantaris, which I need 500 gold for. So let's just transmute some gold. Gold isn't real. And we can create the Kingdom of Mantaris. And I'm now a mighty queen. Other matters call my attention first. And yeah, we'll use our current one. And I'll make it this nice green color to reflect our green. Oh, that looks really lovely, doesn't it? Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. So I've changed her outfit and I changed her crown a little bit. I feel like she's this like very almost vain in a way, like queen, because she keeps reverting her age. And I feel like I wanted to reflect that with her very revealing dress. And also I just like this crown a lot more than the other one that it gave us. So this is what she's gonna look like from now on. I think she looks sweet. The witch, I was gonna call her the White Witch as you saw by the intro, and I think that still fits. She's definitely enabled some crazy stuff. I mean, she killed one of her enemies with an entire wave of water, which is so sick. Mystery of Development. Do we not have... Looks like we don't. And I wish this was easier to organize, to be completely honest with you. Mystery of Transmutation. Oh, it's for piety. That's not what I need. I need more prestige, which it looks like we need about 2,700. Honestly, we can just make it as nice as possible. We make a lot of money per turn. It does not matter. 4 gold. And then we'll make this a... Should we make a Warlike Court? No, Intrigue Court is better, I think, for her. She actually looks really dope on her throne. She looks like what I would imagine a Valyrian Sea Queen would look like. And we can seize this now as our de jure. I wonder if we can seize this, actually. Oh, we can! As our de jure. Yeah, let's just do that. Oh, wait. It says I can offer him vassalage, low feudal obligations, religious exemption, and you can join from that. You would not say yes. An independence faction, really? This person wants to make an independence faction? Weird. Huh. It's almost like you shouldn't do that. 21 gold a turn. Really nice. Actually, did we finish building this yet? 13 months left for our steel forge. I learned Mystery of Winter, which is a water magic. Oh my god. What is she? This an ice queen? Allows for the most terrifying power. You could call forth the very power of the winter winds to make a chosen general's army strike with an unnatural advantage in a winter war. Oh, I see. So in the wintertime, they're better. Oh my god, there's so many. Draconic consumption. What do these mean? I wish they told you what they did. It kind of feels like it's gating the system just a tinge. I kind of want to take this old Tower of Zerit. That's a lot of gold. All right, I have 31,000 gold. I think what I'm gonna do, I think I do actually know of a magic that we can find that will let us study what we're looking for. I think it's a shadow magic. I think it's called Magic Purge. If I'm not mistaken, it's something that you can do. Because this is insane. For the Iron Mysteries. Let's just try to study some shadow magic. This is like ridiculous. I have 30,000 gold. Let's see what we got. So I used a little bit of my money since I don't think we're going to even be able to use it for that anyway. And I just made her 25 again. I just made a bunch of scrolls of subtract years, and now she's 25 years old. I kind of want to get the prestige one. If we got the make prestige one, that would actually be great. Because then we could get, which I might do that on the next one actually, because then we could just advance this and get North Valyria without having to wait. Because it's kind of silly that you do have to wait. You develop your skills. Yeah, because I don't think you can colonize this. Yeah, you have to be in the... Yeah, in an adjacent region. It's been 15 years, and she's the same age as she was at the beginning of the video. Because of what you can do with this. So you can... I mean, you effectively can make your character immortal by just getting transmutate and just doing that. Although we could do a hunt. Let's try and get enough prestige so that we can just claim this. Let's go seek a... Let's get a hyena. I shot the hyena with a bow. Dang, look at me go, dude. Look at her go. Absolute G. And now we can establish North Valyria, establish the kingdom of North Valyria from the various squabbling principalities that exist to the north of the once great peninsula into a mighty realm not to be trifled with. Beautiful, gather the realm. From the time of the Valyrian freehold, its northern cities along the Painted Mountains prospered. Though they didn't have the privilege of self-rule, they were wealthy. After the doom we have fallen from that former glory, left in the ashes to fend for ourselves. The world shall see that this is no longer the case, as I have united these squabbling petty lords under my banner, either by diplomacy or force. Today, a phoenix rises from the ashes of the freehold. Restored at last. I gain the nickname The Magnificent. Tales of your splendid deeds are told from the walls of the Shadowlands beyond Ashai. And there we go. I gave her her proper nickname. The Magnificent is fine, but the White Witch is her real name. Queen Alyssa is known to have powers over dreams and reality beyond human understanding. Which is true. Very true. She's been somehow 25 years old, we'll say, for the last 20 years. Knowledge of my new skill. We gained Surging Torrent. So she knows a lot of water magic as well, which is interesting. I figured she'd be like a fire mage, but I guess it makes sense if she's like on the sea. Okay, this will let me pick one. This is crazy. Shadowy daggers? What the hell does that do? This is not what I was thinking it was. It looks like it's sitting firmly at 33,000. Also, I want to change the color of North Valyria to... Yeah, that's better. 33,000 gold. And it also is based off of your realm size, so the smaller you are, the less it costs. But we're going to start colonizing this province where the magical, like, tower is. Because I feel like that makes sense. We've gone there a ton. We have finally arrived at Erathi. As the ancient ruins come into view, a wave of emotions can be sensed throughout your men. Some are uneasy at the thought of visiting a supposedly cursed land, while others are eager and excited to explore the old ruins. We set up camp on the outskirts of the old ruin and prepare to get to work. The sight of this untamed land ignites a sense of purpose as we stand on the brink of new possibilities. With your first forces having scouted the area and set up a preliminary camp, the time has come to establish a more permanent settlement. Your men labor tirelessly day and night, constructing a small tent village within Erathi, turning rough ground into the beginning of a true foothold in these lands. One morning, as you are finishing your breakfast, a messenger hurries over, bowing respectfully before delivering an urgent request for your presence in the command tent. What is going on? Queen Alyssa, it seems that during the journey from Elyria, a significant portion of our supplies were lost. With the current rate of supply consumption, we will exhaust our supplies before the expected colonization date. I will negotiate with traders and supply the colony. Nothing's happening. It takes about a year to do. As we press forward in our efforts to colonize Erathi, concerns over supply and logistics have grown urgent. One day you are summoned to the quartermaster's tent to discuss the situation. Spread before you are maps of trade routes and cargo manifests, but the mood is tense. Fewer ships are arriving than anticipated, and it's becoming clear why. Merchants and captains are growing reluctant to sail across the smoking sea, fearful of its dangers, unpredictable weather, volcanic fumes, and the legend of creatures lurking beneath its surface. The lifeblood of the colony, everything from food to building materials, must be imported, and now those shipments are dwindling. Without reliable supply routes, the colony's progress is at risk, and rationing may soon become a harsh necessity. There's much to be done, but so few resources to achieve it with. I will negotiate with merchants. Having begun the project of colonizing Erathi, the need for scouts has become more apparent. Only with careful exploration of surrounding areas can you properly ensure that no threats remain for those who are doing important work within the area of your landing. Organize exploration teams and ensure there are no major dangers for your undertaking. It's time to put my intrigue to use. You managed to gather a few merchant representatives beneath the towering ruins of Ergoria in hopes of securing vital supply lines for the colony. After a lengthy discussion, the merchants finally agreed to deliver shipments, but at a considerable markup with limited regularity. The agreement is far from ideal, straining your resources and leaving you uncertain about future deliveries. Still, it's a start, enough to keep the colony afloat even if supplies are tighter and costlier than expected. As the merchants depart, you know you'll need to find ways to stretch every shipment and make every coin count. It's good enough. Your colonization efforts in Ergoria have brought about many struggles for the people undertaking this project. The inhospitable landscape, frequent attacks by wild beasts, and mutant subhuman wrecks have worn down morale. It is understandable, expected perhaps, that there would be a breakdown of good order and conduct. It began with quiet complaints, questions about your authority, murmurs against leadership choices, and frustration over resources. But those whispers soon turned to outright defiance, with some openly refusing orders or deserting. Today, as you sit in your command tent, a captain rushes in, reporting that the malcontents have chosen a leader. This person is their leader. Brothers and sisters, remember that the gods call us to this challenge, to bring life back to Ergoria. We are destined to endure as saints and warriors before us, forging a future worthy of the faith of Rolor. Your words ignite a spark of loyalty. As you remind them together, we walk forward, as the gods intend. The crowd erupts in agreement, and the mutiny fades, replaced by the renewed conviction and unity. Replaced by renewed conviction and unity. Excellent. Greatly more successful. Look at that. Now, you don't want to say it's a comeback. Now, if we take this is huge. This might even be able to, we might even be able to build some of those black stone buildings that we were talking about earlier. That'd be really sweet. An earthquake. You wake to a rumble beneath you. The ground lurches and groans and your entire tent shifts. You snap awake, struggling to balance as the earth roars underfoot. Outside, tents collapse. Cries of alarm echo across the camp. The ground heaves, throwing dust and soil everywhere, as if the land itself rebels against you. You stagger outside, barking orders to direct relief efforts as the tremors subside. Gradually, order is restored, though the mood remains tense. Later that morning, you're seated in your command tent, weary but resolute. Your steward, a seasoned man, arrives, his expression grave. He reports that the earthquakes are damaging supplies and weakening morale will likely continue and intensify. You listen before rising and addressing your steward and council. I shall study the earthquake to be able to predict them. As your men progress towards colonizing Ergoria, you have come to realize that your knowledge of the area's flora and fauna is woefully lacking. Let's put my learning to use. I can predict them. You gather the colonists, advancing them to brace. Okay, so we learned how to predict them. Yeah, that's a lot of words. I'm sorry. I've been recording this for quite a while, so I'm just gonna skip that I learned how to predict the earthquakes because you can gather the rest. Among your labors to bring about the rule of Ergoria, you have found a chamber of skeletal remains. The floor in this ruined building is liable to give way at any moment. Artifacts from Valyrian steel swords to glass candles and even a dragon egg can be seen next to a map, presumably of local region, which could be very important to your colonization efforts. It is up to you to decide which of these artifacts you're going to attempt to retrieve, and I am going to do the dragon egg because I have that power and I want to try and hatch this thing. It's an obsidian dragon egg, a black one. It does say it's petrified. Having begun the project, we have discovered that there are many feral creatures inhabiting this ruined land. The most dangerous of them are fireworms. Not a day goes past without a report of fireworms ripping apart entire teams. Your men hesitate to venture outside of your camp. The problem has become so dire that the council has been assembled to propose solutions. I mean, what would make the most sense is if I went... Yeah, let's try and find them. Night after night, you pore over ancient texts detailing fireworm behavior, cross-referencing each line with recent attack reports from colonization teams. Gradually, a pattern emerges, leading you to a chilling revelation. The fireworm lair lies deep beneath the ruins of an ancient Valyrian cathedral. Concealed and undisturbed for centuries, the once grand structure now looms as both a landmark and a warning. Its cracked stone walls hinting at the creatures lurking below. With this knowledge in hand, you face a crucial decision. Press forward into the depths and attempt to eradicate the threat, or fortify your colony and leave the lair undisturbed. Time for wildfire. I could die, or we could assault it. You successfully use wildfire to eliminate the... I would assume that this feels like she's using magic. Let's do wildfire. Did it work? I mean, I didn't die, so I'm assuming that worked. Looks like we're reaching the end of this, so we've almost colonized it, which is sweet. We also make 35 gold a turn, which is nice. How many years has it been? About 18 since the game started. We're still the same age. I'm 25 still. Your arduous works have been completed. While you cannot know for certain whether you will be able to make this province shine, you do know that the expenditure has been intense. As you prepare to leave, an excited messenger springs up. Oh, he found another one. Thank you. Another dragon egg. Actually, we have a crimson gold one, which is actually really sick. I'll probably sell the obsidian one and keep the crimson gold one. We finished our colonization efforts. Look at this. And we can add new buildings. And I think what we have to do now is do ruin restoration, right? Yeah. Establish a castle, yes. So let's start restoring this ruin. Beautiful. And we can actually improve the arcane tower. And I wonder what the other ones are. Oh, and you can do an obsidian mine. Mine of the 14 flames. What the hell? That's really cool. Dang, so if you build this one, you don't get anything, but if you build the next one, you get a bunch of stuff. This is sick. That's really, really cool. Wow. I can vassalize this person? Is it low? There we go. And I can create the High Lordship of Casteria, which I will definitely do. And there we go. We didn't have to go to war with that guy. We just vassalized him. This has been a great time. I have really enjoyed this. And I love that we now control Ergoria. The control is low, though. We should probably have him work on this. I think the faith is already that. Yeah, it's already the faith of Rolor. And we're building a high focal point of mystic power. It is not known why, but the energies of magic become considerably more available to one who's able to conceptually call this tower their own. So now we have an even higher rate of magic gain. The mystery of the Roin and the water magic. What does that do? It is possible to turn health into sickness, to manifest forth a wave of unspeakable pestilence. Such power does not distinguish friend from foe and strikes all down. So this is literally, I can make a plague now? Jesus Christ. This is awesome. There's so many things you can do with this. I mean, I feel like we're coming close to the end, right? Like, I could start drawing my own conclusions here. And this is, I mean, it's amazing. Like, there's so much fun to be had just with this, like, play style. Like, you could realistically do this forever. I mostly made this video as a means to check out the magic system and see how that worked. I really don't understand the resource system still. There doesn't seem to be a window for that. So I'm kind of confused as far as that goes. But otherwise, you know, it's really cool. Let's learn a blood mastery. Restoration. History of draconic blood. What does that do? This means that you can give yourself draconic blood. What the hell? Are you for real? Gain 1,300 gold from one transmute? That's insane, dude. Let's do a dragon hatching. We'll use warlocks and alchemists, yes. In my realm capital, we're gonna make that insanely grand. And we're gonna start the hatching. I really hope this works. I have sent out summons to the famed minds of sorcery and magic in the world to make their way to Elyria to lend their art to my cause. I sift through the responses from warlocks in Karth and Magi from Kohor, among other names from the more exotic corners of the world, making a note of the most reputable and knowledgeable of them, excited to assist in such ambitious magics. With my esoteric guests on their way, it is high time I am on mine. We're gonna try to hatch the Crimson Gold Dragon Egg. How will we do? How will we do is the question, because once we do this, if we then want to try and like free some slaves to try to get some prisoners, or some sacrifices rather, then I could make myself capable of taming a dragon, and then realistically I could become an immortal sorceress dragon rider, which would be insane. Why me, of course. I feel like I'm the most capable. Everyone shall open their veins. I can use a magnifying glass? I can use wildfire. Let's use wildfire. A new age dawns, and what pleasure it is to be here at its beginning. The time has come to begin the ritual. The rites are spoken, and the regents were prepared. I stand before these gathered as the chanting swells around me, the egg feeling warm in my hands. The bowl is brought before me, my arm bared and ready. I bite my lip as I draw my blade down my skin, crimson spilling into the bowl. I then walk before all, doing the same to each of the gathered. Our combined lifeblood pooling as one. The most potent and dangerous wildfire is brought before the egg, the liquid poured over the shell. A pool of the stuff is left beneath the egg, and the ethereal green flames are lit. The bowl of blood is brought forth and tossed atop the wildfire as the chanting reaches a fever pitch. All eyes are fixed on the egg, each breath held in anticipation of the miracle to come. All is silent for a moment. The crowd holds its breath. It seems as though nothing will happen. Then the egg shudders and cracks. A small, scaly head emerges, followed by a long, sinuous neck. The dragon within is born. The new age of dragons has begun, and I am the one who brought it about. Huzzah! And we now have Slithe, although we're going to name them something else, I think. I would prefer them not to have the name Slithe. A good dragon name. Hadar, that's a good one. Wraithwing? That is a way better name. That name sounds sick as hell. What the heck? Alright, well now we have a dragon, which is dope. And I think we can actually build a dragon pit because of that. We are currently rebuilding this thing. So yeah, we can build a dragon pen here. Let's do lasting line. Because we have been having problems with legitimacy like the whole time. Who else recolonized parts of Valyria and also brought dragons back to life? Okay, guy, that was me. I think I'm gonna free the slaves here. I'm going to enact a mystery. And should I try this? What should I do? I feel like I should do something crazy to him. Queen Alyssa stands ready to enact a mystery. Among the streets of Ashai, the Aeromancers made their trade. Okay. It is possible to create a monstrous hurricane at the location of one of King Grosden's provinces. Such a storm would become a focal point of the heaven's untamable wrath, ruining men and structures alike, but surely such a strike would be an affront to honorable warfare. Yes, for I am Lord of the Storm. I conjured a mighty storm 20 times upon their capital. It says they're allied to this person? Bye, bye, bye. You're all by yourself. You're all by yourself, and I'm coming to free the slaves. I'm coming to free them, but I also want, prisoners, so I'm gonna come for that too. Don't worry. Honestly, she looks kind of horrifying in just that white armor. Like, I'd be terrified if I saw this lady on the battlefield. She's scary. We are gonna build a dragon pit here. Or dragon pen, sorry, whatever, same crap. My camp roars with life as soldiers celebrate their great victory. A fine feast as could be prepared is laid out for them all to enjoy. One of my captains enters my tent, an expression of pride upon his face. Queen Alyssa, a few of the new freedmen request an audience. Gregor approaches me with other freedmen at his heel. They stop just before me and kneel. My lady, when the slavers sold us, they destroyed our homes, butchered our families. He glances to the familiar faces of Kezia beside him as if to draw strength from her. We thank you for freeing us from their grasp, but there is nothing for us to go back to. I humbly plead for you to take us into your service. Yes, of course. Lost 200 opinion of king. Why, of course, I can find a place for you. Is this your guy? That's your man? The Dragon Lords would command the flame in conjunction with the dragons, and it was always a potent weapon of war. You could give this guy, I could make him consumed. Yeah, I just killed him. I killed him. I'm already a murderer, so I don't really care. New Gis is weak, and I am strong. So I have 45 power, and I kind of want to see something here. So I saw something that was like draconic consumption, but that's not it. Okay, so I can't actually cast that. It won't let me. I want to see this Mysteries of Draconic Consumption. I want to try to make this. So Mysteries of Draconic Consumption. Take from an unborn dragon the forces of life and infuse them to an individual. As freely shed blood begins to flow from their veins, a dark and unsettling energy takes the room. Now is the moment to choose. The manipulation of a pregnancy was but a cantrip for lost Valyria. It is possible to wield the magics of blood to take the burning life of a dragon not born and infuse her, granting to them an eternal span of life. Yes, keep them safe. Here we go. I have gained draconic immortality. Oh my god, it does work. I was killed by the White Witch. Somehow, that doesn't actually... I gained the trait Kinslayer? No, I didn't. I gained the immortal trait. Alyssa stands apart from the rest of humanity, not suffering the rigors of age, decay, and time. So she can no longer age. She cannot die of old age. She will not visibly age. And she will stay this young forever. So she is literally the immortal. She's now the immortal White Queen. So now I don't even have to cast that other spell anymore. She can literally just be alive forever. That's crazy. So I've never had a character become immortal through something that I've done, and now we have an immortal character who could effectively, literally do whatever. Like, she's never going to change. She's never going to grow older. She's never going to look any different. This is the only thing I never figured out. I don't know what to do with the resources. Like, genuinely, restore the old empire. So you have to be a legendary figure and at least have greater than a kingdom title. I think I'm satisfied, though. This has been pretty fun, and I don't have a relationship with him yet. But my dragon is also immortal? What the hell? So my dragon became immortal too? So I have an immortal dragon. The Empire of Valyria. Actually, what's interesting is we only need 4 more of the de jure counties. And nothing is stopping me from just going like... yoink. 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 And... yoink. And then... making the Empire of Old Valyria after I do this. Hold on. Hold on now. I'm now an Empress. I became the head of the Valyrian culture? Really? Dude, this character is crazy. I kind of want to release a plague upon the 7 kingdoms, so I'm going to do this one, Mystery of the Ruin. Let's do the Sunset Plague. Yes, the plague shall ravage. King's Landing, I want it to be a major plague. A major sunset plague outbreak appeared in King's Landing. Did it work? It did! Yes! Oh, that's so awesome. Reaper's Will. Dude, what an awesome way to end this. Look at that. And that is going to be it for this one. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I had such a blast with this one. Became an immortal dragon lord, recolonized part of Valyria, and now I've unleashed literal hell upon Earth. And I think that what more can you ask for from such a wonderful character? I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I want to thank my channel members for their continued support. And in particular, I want to thank my Paladin tier members. Those are Dwayne the Rock Lobster, Valadar, Dunyal, Zor, Luigi, Candriff, Lachlan, Shadow King, Dracon, Greyzo, and Titus. You guys mean the most. As always, I'm Soul, and I will happily see you in the next one.